Hello everyone, Monty here, and today we're making chicken soup from scratch. I woke up this morning and I'm really sick, and I thought I'll make some chicken soup. And I was telling my neighbor, Debbie, one of my new best friends who lives in the neighborhood just right down the street, she has the same house as mine. She said she wants to have some, so I've got to make it a little bit differently because Debbie doesn't eat hardly any fat because she kind of has a reaction to it. So I'm gonna take all the chicken out and only put the white meat back in because Debbie can't eat the dark meat. Debbie eats like 4 foods. Like she can't eat dairy, she can't eat fat, she can't eat, but I love her to death. She's awesome. I shouldn't be making fun of her. But anyway, so today we're gonna make chicken soup. It's so easy to make chicken soup, and so I thought I'd show you guys. And I hope none of you are insulted. I'm just gonna assume that you've never made chicken soup before. You have no idea what to do, and that's how I'm gonna show you how to make it. So I took the chicken, and I always say for the hygiene police, because I always get people sending messages, did you rinse that off? I rinsed the chicken out. I took inside, there was like the giblets in the chicken, like livers and stuff. I took all that stuff out. I rinsed the whole inside of the chicken, the outside of the chicken, and we're just gonna put it into the pot that we're gonna make the soup out of, all right? And I'll move this out of the way. And then I took a whole onion. Now, onion and garlic is really good when you have a cold. It very kills bacteria and stuff like that. So it's a lot of onion I'm putting in here, right? Probably won't put all of it in because it was really a huge onion. I'm gonna put the onion in. And then to make life easier, what I did, still a lot of onion, is I took the carrots that are the organic baby carrots, just to slice them real easy. You can see what they look like. I try to use everything organic. This was the Perdue chicken, no antibiotics used, organic onion, organic carrots. I'm gonna put that in. Now, most people put celery, and I like the taste of celery, but I don't eat celery because it gets really stuck in my teeth and it drives me nuts. So, and a lot of people put parsley. I put cilantro. I like to make mine a little bit different. So I just took some fresh cilantro, and I took all the stems out. I'm not even gonna chop it up. Normally, sometimes I would chop it up when I cook with cilantro. I just picked off the leaves. I put it in there, and just all the colors. It looks so beautiful. Look at that. It looks beautiful. So we got the white, the orange, the red, the chicken. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to put a little garlic powder. I'm gonna put a lot because garlic is really good when you have a cold. And sometimes I'm gonna put some black pepper as well. And then I'm gonna use some sea salt. And what did I do with my sea salt? I thought I had it out here. Nope, I didn't. Here's my pink Himalayan sea salt that I get at Whole Foods. We're gonna put a lot of that in there. Chicken soup, you need a lot of salt. Some people use the kosher salt. I just like using pink Himalayan sea salt. I'm probably gonna need to put, believe it or not, a lot of salt in chicken soup. Probably even gonna put a little bit more in later, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cover this about 2/3 of the way. The chicken's like halfway in the pot. Gonna cover it 2/3 with water. Gonna bring it to a boil and let it simmer. They always say simmer it until the meat falls off the bone. So when you go to pick it up with a spoon, the carcass is falling apart. And then of course, I'm going to take all the meat out. I'm gonna drain the broth. I'm gonna put back in the onions, the carrots, everything else, and then only the white meat because Debbie can't eat the dark meat, the high fat content of the dark. She can't eat the skin. And then we're gonna skim all the fat off. I normally do that anyway, but I'm gonna especially do that because Debbie can't have any fat. And I thought I was difficult with food. Anyway, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna, again, it was just that simple. We're gonna cover it 3/4 of the way with the liquid, bring it to a boil, simmer it until the meat falls off the bone, anywhere from like a half an hour to an hour, or 20 minutes to at 45 minutes, depending on how high you're cooking it. I cook on a medium flame, and then I'll show you how we finish it all up. Okay guys, it just started to boil, and now I turned it down, the flame to low, to simmer, and I'm gonna put the lid on, let it simmer for about, I'd probably say between 30 minutes to an hour until all the meat's ready to fall off the bone. Okay guys, so the chicken was cooking in the pot for about 45 minutes, and I'm gonna just start cutting. The meat should like basically fall off the bone. We're gonna put the meat back in so it doesn't look like it's totally cooked, which it does look like it is. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna separate the dark meat from the white meat because again, my friend Debbie doesn't eat the dark meat. I'm gonna make this chicken with all white. So what's great is if you have somebody at your house that doesn't like dark or white meat. You could make the chicken all white, all dark, or when I make it for myself, I usually make it with a combination of both. I find it usually pretty easy to cut it apart using the scissors first, and especially now that I'm separating the white and the dark. So I'm gonna take all the dark meat off of here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all the dark meat, save it for other dishes, and I'm not gonna, in the interest of time, I'm not gonna keep you here watching me cut up all the chicken, but I'm gonna, right now I've almost got it all off. See how easy it is with these scissors? I gotta get a fork because it's really hot. I feel like I'm dying here from this cold. And it's just really easy to get the breast off by doing it this way. Make sure that I'm getting all the white meat because what? That's right, because Debbie doesn't eat the dark meat. So, anyway, it's real easy, as you can see. I got basically all the dark meat now over here that I can chop up later and use for something else. But right now, what I'm left with is just the two breasts. So I'm gonna take all the skin off because Debbie doesn't eat fat, she doesn't eat the skin. And I'm gonna chop it up, and then I'm gonna put it back into the pot, mix it up, and basically I'll just be tasting it to see how much seasoning it needs more. Usually it needs more salt, maybe a little bit more garlic. I don't know, I put a lot of garlic in there. So I got all the fat off. Now I can just chop these two chicken breasts. It's really great. Throw it back in with those carrots, the onions, the cilantro, the garlic powder, the sea salt, and it's all fully cooked. Just chop it up and mix it up, and the soup is done. It's just that easy. Well, I hope you enjoyed to learn today how to make chicken soup. You can add potatoes, you can add noodles if you want, you can make it your own, but you see the basics of just how easy it is. We put it in the pot, we covered it with all those ingredients I showed you. We only cooked it for about 45 minutes. And oh yeah, the other important thing is when you let it cool, the fat will rise to the top. You want to skim all that off with a spoon. But you can add anything you want that you like. You want to put in there, noodle-wise, extra vegetables, the celery, which I opted not to put in. I know some people put turnips in there. Make it your own, put whatever you want in it. Very easy. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson on how to make chicken soup from scratch.